Hi there, I'm Felicia with Compass Land USA, your resource for great deals on rural and vacant land. I'm going to be sharing with you the sixth and final video of our land buying due diligence series, and we're going to go over the question of what is the land topography. Before I jump into that, if you could please like and subscribe to my channel. That way you'll be the next to know when we publish a video. If you have any questions on the content of this video, leave a comment below and I'll reply with your answer. Okay, so I'm going to continue with the same example property that we've been following throughout this entire video series, the one that we looked up in the first 5 videos. And if you missed them, make sure you backtrack in this playlist, check them out, because you will learn how to check who the current property owner is, the back tax situation, the property zoning, the road access, and utilities, and that's all for free. Okay, so make sure you check out the rest of the playlist for that info. So our example property is a lot in Costilla County, Colorado, and that's our parcel number. And at this point in your land buying journey, you know exactly who the current owner or the seller is. You know if there are any back taxes or tax liens owed on the property. You know exactly what the zoning is. You know how to access the property. And you know if there are any utilities, or if there aren't, how much it'll cost to bring utilities to the property. So the last thing that we should be checking for is the topography. And that really just means the slope and elevation of the property. So this normally is not a deal breaker unless you are perhaps in like a floodplain or a flood zone. But otherwise, these 2 features are not as important as the first 5 videos that we went through. It's great to know the topography of the property, particularly if there is limited or difficult road access, and it's easy and free to check online. So let's jump into it. So we know from previous videos that Costilla County has GIS maps available online. So let's pull that up. Now I'm going to select this second one here. And I know this is a bit of a quirk with this county, but I know because I've worked and invested in this area that they have 2 mapping systems. This one that we're looking at now is the old one. We've done all our other work in the new one. Okay, so that's our example parcel. Now, unfortunately, Costilla County has not moved over the topography data into this new mapping system. So we're gonna have to use the old one, but you can just ignore the owner information because it will not be correct. And also, this is not something you have to really worry about for most counties. Normally, they only have 1 GIS mapping system, and when they publish a new one, they'll remove the old one. But unfortunately, this, like I said, is just a bit of a quirk with Costilla County, so we're gonna have to roll with it. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is come over and click on the base maps, or the layers, base maps. And I definitely want the topographic info. So I'm going to remove the parcels because it will get way too confusing and kind of crowded once we start diving in here. So let's locate our example parcel. Okay, I'm just going to remove that because we know already that it's not going to be the most up-to-date information. The great thing about Costilla's old GIS mapping system is they have these topography lines. So we can see the topography lines for the entire county. Now, sometimes the tricky part is finding the labels for the lines. So I would recommend you start by zooming in, and you can see, unfortunately, it's quite small, but that says 8,080 feet. So that represents an elevation of 8,080 feet. So part of our example parcel here has an elevation of 8,080 feet. And we're going to estimate the slope from this. So what we're going to do is draw lines from this specific elevation line to the edge of our property. Okay, so we're going to select the measurement tool, go down and draw a line in feet, measure from here down to here. It's about 257 feet. Now we need to find that second elevation label. We might have to track around a bit. Okay, so I recorded the 257. So now we'll remove this and we need to find the second label line. So we'll zoom out. It should be at least every line or every other line that's labeled. Okay, so I see one here. And I know that this one's 80/80, and we can see over here it's 81/60. So there are increments of 20 going between each of the lines. That makes this middle line here 8,100 feet. And that, if we follow it down, is the closest one to the back edge of our property. So we have rise over run. That's the rise going up, and that's the run. So our run is 257 feet. And our rise, we started at 80/80. And we ended up at 8,100. So we have a total rise of 20 feet. So I'll say slope, well, I'll move it over here so you guys can see easier. So we have slope equals rise over run. So we have 20 feet over 257 feet, and we end up with, let's call it approximately 7%. 7% increase. Okay, so I hope you found this information helpful. That brings us to the end of our video series on land buying due diligence questions. So we covered the most important question, the one question you need to ask before moving forward with any land purchase is who owns the property. Then we went on to check the back taxes and tax liens owed against the property. We checked the zoning, road access, utilities, and we just finished checking the elevation and the slope. So we calculated approximately 7% and an elevation of 80/80. So that's 8,800 feet to 8,100 feet. So at this point, you are more than capable of making an informed decision on whether or not you want to move forward with your land purchase. Now, this is not an all-inclusive list, but it does give you a great starting point for you to do your own research and double check all the facts before you move forward with your land purchase. If you've stuck with me to the end of this video, thank you. I appreciate your time and hope that you found this valuable. If you enjoyed this series, please make sure you like it, share it, tell a friend about it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That way you'll be the first to know when our next video is published. If you have any questions about any of the land buying questions that we went over, leave a comment below and I'll reply with an answer and help you out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.